Mr. Dumelevo, considering that we were dealing with a crisis that we haven't dealt before, it was an emergency we didn't anticipate, we were plunged into it. Considering that circumstance, isn't there room to say that we spent the way we did, there were these infractions, because we're dealing with an unprecedented situation that then demanded that we spend in a manner that, again, it was an emergency and lives were at stake. So all the accountability processes, we almost suspended it. Isn't that a reasonable justification to explain away why we did what we did and some of the monies, we can't account for and the question that Auditor General has raised?
Not at all. Whenever there is an emergency event, I know that we suspend some of the rules. Unfortunately, Ghana as a country, we have not come out with those financial management rules to address emergency situations. I think lessons will be learned from this, and they will develop that. I hear there's a manual being prepared now for that. Yeah. But then the government or the Ministry of Finance or those who were in charge just took advantage of the emergency to misbehave. For instance, the payment of the NADCO, is that part of the emergency? The payment of SNIT, listen, when you go and borrow money and say, let me use it to address emergency, and you used to go and pay SNIT, you used to pay gate fund, etc. Is that emergency? So it's just like, for instance, you telling me that, just for the purpose of an example, people in your office are all sick, so you need some money to send them to hospital. Immediately I give you the money, you used to go and buy a car, and say because there was emergency, there's justification for it. So there was blatant violation of the rules, and this is deliberate. I don't buy the argument that because there was emergency, expenditures which did not even qualify for the emergency or come under the emergency could be met out of the emergency fund.